Every time you stop a school, you will have to build a jail. What you gain at one end, you lose at the other. It's like feeding a dog on his own tail. It won't fatten the dog. Don't use a $5 word when a 50-cent word will do. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. The more things are forbidden, the more popular they become. Give a man a reputation as an early riser, and he can sleep till noon. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. It's easy to make friends, but hard to get rid of them. The more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. Work like you don't need the money, dance like no one is watching, and love like you've never been hurt. Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. The only way to win a toxic person is not to play. Regret fills our bodies when we've wronged someone. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. To be good is noble. To tell other people how to be good is even nobler and much less trouble. No real gentleman will tell the naked truth in the presence of ladies. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Without doubt, modesty is nothing less than a holy feeling. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. The first half of life consists of the capacity to enjoy without the chance. The last half consists of the chance without the capacity. There are basically two types of people: people who accomplish things and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded. When the rich rob the poor, it's called business. When the poor fight back, it's called violence. When your opinions start to coincide with those of the majority, it is time to reconsider your opinions. Of all the animals, man is the only one who inflicts pain for the pleasure of it. Every man is born to one possession which outvalues all his others: his last breath. If we never lied, there would be nothing to remember. Being in love is like getting back to childhood. You're just happy for no reasons at all. The thing for us to do is just to do our duty and not worry about whether anybody sees us do it or not. The older I get, the more clearly I remember things that never happened. The best swordsman does not fear the second best. He fears the worst since there's no telling what that idiot is going to do. Age is a thing about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. A little starvation can really do more for the average sick man than can the best of medicines and the best doctors. Never learn to do anything. If you don't learn, you'll always find someone else to do it for you. The easiest way to get along in life is to not cause too many quarrels. There isn't anything you can't stand if you are only born and bred to it. If you have nothing to say, say nothing. No brute ever does a cruel thing. That is the monopoly of those with the moral sense. Man will do many things to get himself loved. Man will do all things to get himself envied. It doesn't matter the size of the dog in the fight, rather the size of the fight in the dog. No amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. A round man cannot be expected to fit in a square hole right away. He must have time to modify his shape. Some men worship rank, some worship heroes, some worship power, some worship God, and over these ideals they dispute and cannot unite, but they all worship money. The doors open at 7. The trouble begins at 8. All great men are dead, and I'm not feeling too well myself. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns a lesson he can learn in no other way. I don't need a friend who changes when I change, and who nods when I nod. My shadow does that much better. The less a man knows, the bigger the noise he makes, and the higher the salary he commands. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Laugh uncontrollably. And never regret anything that made you smile. A man has no business to be depressed by a disappointment anyway. He ought to make up his mind to get even. To get the right word in the right place is a rare achievement. An idiotic person is recognized by 2 signs. First, pointing out others' faults without any reason, and second, meddling in other people's affairs without cause. I have never taken any exercise except sleeping and resting. A woman's intuition is better than a man's. Nobody knows anything, really, you know, and a woman can guess a good deal nearer than a man. Sometimes I wonder whether the world is being run by smart people who are putting us on, or by imbeciles who really mean it. But as soon as one is at rest in this world off, he goes on something else to worry about. The ability to find solutions to life's challenges is what makes us grow as a person. Climate is what we expect. Weather is what we get. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. Laws control the lesser men. Right conduct controls the greater. Never regret anything that made you smile. In order to make a man or boy covet a thing, it is only necessary to make the thing difficult to attain. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. Apparently, there is nothing that cannot happen today. The size of a misfortune is not determinable by an outsider's measurement of it, but only by the measurements applied to it by the person specially affected by it. Always read stuff that will make you look good if you die in the middle of it. Names are not always what they seem. There are 2 times in a man's life when he should not speculate, when he can't afford it, and when he can. It's not the good that die young, it's the lucky. It is higher and nobler to be kind. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed.